Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 143 of the Need to Nerd podcast. Woo! Woo!
Woo! All right.
Woo!
Champagne weekend.
Yeah, so for the audio listeners,
right.
what's happening?
Spencer is opening a bottle of champagne.
Well, before I do this, I gotta say, you know, I believe in celebrating successes, but as I was team no splits first or worst, if you're not first or last, does it really deserve to be opened?
The Ricky Bobby, no, because you would open them for you would do it for top eights even.
But so is for cashing. It's for like cashing 1Ks, but
Yeah.
this 1K. Well, yeah, if I leave in the final round and nobody plays from there on out, yes, I will open the bottle. That's the same as winning. But I didn't win. We did not split. I lost in the finals.
Great.
You still team champagne on this one?
Yeah, you cashed. So yeah. What'd you say? You like tripled your money or whatever?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
It feels dirty. Woo! Paddy, how you doing, man?
Right now I am tired, but
Yeah. So for the podcast listeners,
I am excited
we
to
were supposed
talk.
to podcast at 6:30. Patty called me at 6:28 and says, "Just give me a minute, give me a minute." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, you're good." And I feel like you rushed. Like you had all the time in the world, man.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like to
So,
try to be on time.
no, dude, I get it. You're not supposed to be here. My wife allegedly fired you. I don't know how she does that. She's not in charge.
Oh right, like we are talking again, which is kind of a miracle.
Crazy.
It's like I made something happen.
Oh no, she says you're still fine.
Oh,
yeah. We'll talk about that later in the show. But the show must go on, Patty B. The show must go on. Sorry, I had a controller I had to fix for those on the video. We'll talk about that too. Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about this week. Before we talk about all this stuff, you're like, if you're like a first-time listener, you're like, is this how the podcast normally starts? Is this how it goes? And no. For those who don't know, when I have a rule that you either drink champagne or you drink brown liquor after a Magic tournament. And if you achieve your goal, you drink champagne, and if you bomb out, you don't achieve your goal, you drink some brown liquor. You know, either way, you get to have some fun. You get to reminisce, or you get to celebrate. And the reason that this one was weird is because my teammates were very happy. Both Matt Clayton and both our mutual friends, Matt Clayton and Nick Lassen, extremely happy. Nick got Library of Alexandria. For those who don't know, it's this very rare Magic card with our winnings, and was very excited to pay $35 for it. Or I guess he paid $500 after everything, but got that on the cheap. And
Yeah.
Matt was just hyped to just be playing Paper Legacy. He texted me about it, and I was like, I want to win this gosh darn thingamabobber. And so we were team no splits, and we didn't win. But
was that your team name?
No, I actually named our team. Oh, dude, that's gonna be my team next time. That's gonna be
If you have a team.
You and me are teaming next time, and we're gonna be team no splits. That will be so funny because people will be like, that's so good. We were team. I named the team, and I call us Lassen and the Lackeys.
That is also a pretty good name.
Yeah, So we've been.
Did you have to do that when all the payment info was like
So,
in flux? Okay.
yeah, and the thing is like, we've been Heezy and the Bees for like, I don't even know how many years, because it's just
That's you,
always
Matt and Q.
me, Matt, and Q, and like, you know, next
Yeah.
time we play with Q again. The thing is that our friend Nick had complained that I don't hang out with him enough. And I was like, well, that's not fair. Like, I'm a busy man. Like, I try to make time to see you. And, like, so when this team event came up, I was like, okay, I'm playing with Nick. And so I said to Nick, I said, this is such a funny story that I can't believe is being told on this podcast, but we're doing it. This is so different than our normal episode, but it's so worth it. I'm just going to skip this segment later in the show because we're just doing this now. Actually, I'm going to save the team story for a little bit later.
Okay.
Let's talk about what we're talking about. It's our monthly Need to Nerd. It's the way we sit down and just talk about whatever we want. What we're nerding out about, what we want to nerd about next. Talk about the nerdy news, stuff like that. With that being said, we do have a Nerd Fact of the Week, and there's a reason for this one. The earliest examples of a video games being re-released or reprogrammed include 1975 Midway's 1975 reprogrammed version of Tato's Western Gun, which became Gunfight, and the graphical version of the 1970s text adventure Colossal Cave Adventure called Adventure, which was created by Warren Robert. We will get into this, but there is a reason for this nerd fact. I'm not gonna lie, I did not know that we had re-released video games that long ago. Like, it's funny because like people act like it's this new thing that like, why are we just doing this all the time? No, this has been done since the dawn of video games.
Yeah, it doesn't. It has been happening a long time. It doesn't often, like, every game doesn't get the treatment. It's very special.
Yeah, and it's funny because like I'm quite sure I've played Gunfight. I think this is cool. Like, I think this is a cool thing. If you want to talk about stuff like this, head on over to the Discord. It's the link. It's in the show notes, and then don't forget to share the show. And let's dive in about the things that we have a need to nerd about. I'm gonna go first on the things that we're nerding about right now, and this was in the beginning of the show.
So yeah, we call this circle back section.
Yeah.
Sorry, cheers. Yep.
Sorry, it does taste like victory. Here's the thing, man. My wife was really, really mad.
Yep.
And it's funny because, as I said, you knew that she was gonna be mad and answered the phone like, oh my gosh, your wife was gonna kill me. And I was like, what is happening? Like, I had no context for why she would possibly be mad. I just called you and you answered the phone and you were like, oh, your wife's gonna kill me. And I was like, what? What did you do? And then you told me, as we said last week, you got those weird tickets at that price for Easter. And she was, in fact, very mad that you did not share that information with us. Our friend accidentally bought 2 pairs of 3 tickets to Wicked. And you informed him that my wife was very upset. Nick Lassen, by the way, was really going full circle. And you were like, hey, I know somebody that probably wants those.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
Yeah, so he was like...
He was pretty upset with himself.
Kind of. Like, I'm upset with the ticketing platform that, like, it didn't tell him that he went through a few menus. It thought that he had went through parking, whatever, like not doing like prepaid parking. But when he the next screen that he saw was just like that your tickets were unavailable, or the seats he had selected, right? So he thought they had been sold out from underneath him.
Okay.
But it was in fact him who purchased them. So yeah, he had 3 extra tickets. He was trying to like figure things out on Tuesday, like getting people, who would go. And I was like, Nick, if you value my life,
well,
this would be a second time. If I didn't say anything, if I at least didn't say anything now, I would be like in deeper shit, because then a second group of your friends would have gone to Wicked with that your wife would have seen on Facebook.
Yeah, I loved it. The show was fantastic. My wife has promoted Nick Laston to the future co-host of this podcast. She informed
great!
him at breakfast yesterday, and I was like, "No."
we still do need to have him on talking about like owning a game store.
We will. But dude, Wicked was so good. I'm so glad that I got to see it. I especially thought the Galenda was really good. She put the "ga" in good, if I could say so myself.
Yeah.
You have no words for that joke? All right.
No. Yeah. It was all right. It's a good joke.
Yeah, but I did get to see Wicked for the first time ever. It's interesting. It was very interesting sitting during intermission. I didn't get up during intermission. I sat there and I had to listen to the conversations around me. And you could tell a lot of Wicked fans brought their friends to Wicked. And they were Wicked fans that had read the books
things.
And had and I happened to have Wicked spoiled for me because of the movie on TikTok, because so I knew some key points that I had not known before, but it was really interesting to listen to people who had not had it spoiled for them, and then were like asking questions about Dorothy and like how in the world is the second act gonna work, and like all this stuff. It was very funny.
Yeah, I could definitely tell there was some normies around who hadn't really or who had either only seen the movie or what have you. We had a couple of people who were lightly singing.
Oh my gosh!
Whispering,
I had probably a 7-year-old or 8-year-old 2 seats down from me singing every single song.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
No, it was great. I loved it.
I hate it because you're paying to see a professional show.
It's an 8-year-old.
I'm guessing that the 8-year-old wouldn't, or the experience would have been different in the orchestra.
She was very quiet, and we were on the third tier. It's fine.
That was because we saw it on the third tier. That I kind of expected that, but
I loved it. I really enjoyed the show, and I agree with you. I think that I think it's hard to teach theater etiquette to this little child. There's some people that would say you don't bring that little child.
I would be that person.
Patty's like, that would be me. And I get that, but it did not bother me. Devonair also enjoyed that she was so excited to be there. And she did not yell, scream. She just quietly sung the words. So, my next one has to do with our Nerd Fact of the Week.
Yeah.
Are you doing this too?
I did not. So I'll just say my piece before you go to it. Friend of the podcast, Word for Word Nerd on TikTok. She's her name is Siri. She's understudying for Portia in our show right now. She asked me about this the other day. It's like, did you know this was coming? Or this was a thing?
Nobody did.
Yeah.
So,
I was
since our last Niche Nerd, Bethesda's like, hey, we are remastering a game of the year, Oblivion.
Yeah, this is the
and also
game before Skyrim.
Yeah. Also, it comes out now. You can now download it, and if you have Game Pass, you now have it. And people are like,
yeah,
wait, what? And then they released the video, and it's not a remaster. It is a complete remake of the game. They remade the combat system. They remade the it is from the if you watch a side-to-side comparison, and the gaming community has a lot of thoughts on remasters versus remakes. They're like, a remaster is when you up fidelity. And it's the same game, upped fidelity, right? You know, the higher assets. That's this re-recorded, extra audio, extra content. Like, oh man. So,
yeah.
One of the reasons I always wanted an Xbox 360 as a kid was to play this game because I loved Morrowind on my original Xbox. I loved it. And my family got a Wii instead.
Wii!
And that was that. And so when this dropped, I was at work and I was I have kid stuff to do later. I still have maybe only put an hour into this. But for the last 2 months on this podcast, I'm like, I need a new thing to do, Patty, right? This is what I've been asking for. And oh my gosh, it felt like I traveled back to seeing a commercial for this game and seeing it on the shelf and seeing my friends play it and wanting to play it, playing the first X minutes on my cousin's Xbox. That's what playing this felt like so far. And
that's awesome. I wish you could bottle that.
What?
I wish we could bottle that and sell it.
Dude.
Because that sounds like the best.
I played it for... What's funny, too, is, I'll get into it a little bit, but, in Morrowind, you start the game and you go through the, what's your class, what's your name, what's your sign, blah, 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 blah. And then, funnily enough, there's just stuff in a bunch of rooms that you can go and grab and then sell to make things easier for you. Because they don't... Unless you sell stuff to the people you stole it from, they don't notice. So in this game, I immediately go to a store, pick the lock, go upstairs to try to see, okay, what good equipment's upstairs, and then immediately went to jail. Because I go back downstairs, and they're like, no, we know you picked this lock. I'm like, I don't know, how did you know? So, a little bit different than Morrowind. A little bit different than, and then Skyrim's just way different. They're just It is very clear that this is a successor to Morrowind, and I'm here for it. I'm all in, baby.
All in.
Have you
That's
played Skyrim?
cool. No, is the short answer. That was at a time when that was during my PlayStation era, and I was doing a lot of college stuff and doing Raging Red and a bunch of St. George things that I just did not play video games as often.
Sure.
My friends would stay in and do crazy hours with that game, but I was just being a social butterfly, and
I love that for you. Yeah, it's funny. I'm excited to finish this, and I might revisit Skyrim after it because this feels like a sequel to Morrowind, and I think that after playing this, I will like Skyrim better. It will feel like a sequel to this rather than, oh, I loved Morrowind. I now have a system that plays Elder Scrolls. Let me play Elder Scrolls. So, Although I do think the Skyrim story is wonky, but anyway, we'll move on to the next thing. I've been nerding out about.
Spencer wanted to start fights today.
Andor season 2. So I can't go into depth because we will definitely be doing a podcast on this. Excuse me. I had the burp from the champagne. And the reviews for this from critics have this as the highest rated piece of Star Wars content ever. So far, they released the first 3 episodes for the premiere. It's very good.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
they're doing it like 3 episodes at a time, and each set is supposed to be like a year apart in time.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, it starts a year after the last one ends.
Okay, cool.
It is really beautiful. It will be interesting to see how the Fandom Menace ultimately reacts to this show. Because the Fandom Menace really, really loved Andor Season 1. And Andor Season 1 and 2 are saying the same thing. But they are not... It is not thinly veiled what they are saying anymore. And it's funny because like I think I won't get too into it. I really enjoyed the first 3 episodes, and I hope I know that it technically didn't do well for like downloads, but I think people are just kind of off Star Wars right now. But I think that critically and from a viewer standpoint, it will do well. From like I think people will like they'll be ready to watch this. It also, I think it came out at a bad time where I think people were a little sad that very little was shown at Star Wars Celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And having this come out right after Star Wars Celebration that basically was like, here's all the things we're promising, but we're not going to show you anything. Kind of had, like, I don't know, it's like doing, it would be like if E3 didn't show any games. I guess that's a bad example, E3 doesn't exist anymore, but like, you know what I mean?
Probably because they didn't show any games. No, I get what you're saying.
We share my next one, so maybe I'll jump to my last one, and then we can co-do the other one.
Sure.
The next one is, you know, I said that this month we're getting My Hero Academia Vigilante, and we were getting the next season of Fire Force. And we had an interesting thing in our Discord about Fire Force since I talked about it last time, where I posted a TikTok where I was like, I really want to recommend Fire Force to people. Like, I do. I think that it's one of the best written shows and like I've ever watched. Like, it's really, really good. But then you have like 3 minutes of like girls in their underwear every episode, and you're like, why are we doing, like, why did her clothes burn off? Like, why did she get punched and all of a sudden her clothes fell off? Like, it's so annoying. And I wish that they wouldn't do it for this. Like, I wonder if there will be a fan edit of this show that just doesn't have it. Like, it's that good of a show.
Mm.
And it's like, I want to recommend this to you, but I don't want you to think I'm a perv.
Right.
Like, I watched this show with my wife. It's one of her favorite shows.
Yeah, or like you got a kid who's interested in being a firefighter or whatever, right?
Dude.
Like,
Oh, this show's not for kids. Do not watch this
okay,
show.
okay, all right. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, Max was like, "Oh, I want to watch this with you guys." I'm like, "Nope, you are not watching this show until you're like 14,
sorry, buddy.
kid. Like it's gonna be a while." It's like it's anime. I watch anime. I was like, "Not this one."
Not all anime is.
Yeah, it's funny. My brother at dinner tonight made a comment about people who like anime, and like I was like, "Oh, there's like 5 people at the table who have watched it." So
Yeah, right.
and it's funny because like anime is a medium, not a genre, and I think people don't realize that. So
Yeah.
But so far impressed. Fire Force. We waited for the dub to come out, so we've only seen the first episode of this season.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're simul-dubbing at the same time the vigilante stuff, and that show is very funny. It is a very different take on the My Hero world. It is refreshing and fun. And I can see why it came so highly recommended by manga fans. I gotta ask, did you catch up on My Hero?
With Shelby, no.
Oh, but you did.
Huh? Oh, no, no, nope.
You're gonna have to do it because we have to do the episode before October.
Did we not already do season 7? I thought I finished season 7.
Oh, well then you're caught up.
We have to do the episode. I think it was Shelby that like I finished it for the episode.
Got it.
And then like we haven't finished it together.
All right, let's circle back again. Circle back.
Okay.
For this MTG story, for what I'm learning out about.
Okay. Oh right, yeah, okay.
Paddy, our mutual friend Nicholas Latson, he had complained that I was not hanging out with him. So I was like, hey man, like there's a team event. Do you want a team? Like I want to team with you. You can invite Jonathan. Like I know that he hates Magic, but like whatever. He's like, well, what seats do you think? And I was like, well, like I think that Matt would be a great Legacy seat, but like he plays a ton of Legacy, but like I know that like if Jonathan wants to play, like I'm totally down. Like it's whatever. I don't need to play with Matt and Quentin every time. And Jonathan and Nick's like, oh no, like let's just get Matt. And I was like, Matt has like multiple challenge top 8s in the last couple months, and like
Matt's a great Magic player.
Yeah, turns out Jonathan did want to play with us. He's like, yeah, I'm playing this team of this event, Legacy Modern Standard with Spencer. He's like, you didn't invite me?
Oh man,
he's like, you have complained that Magic is the worst game for 2 years. Why would I invite you?
What we should have actually done is put like I was trying, and I didn't hear back from Josh, but like Josh Wheaton dipped out from a team, and so if I had known that,
you should have gotten Job,
and because I would have been the standard seat, maybe like Job on Modern, and like
that would have been fun.
Josh on Legacy, I don't know, yeah,
but yeah, as we're
so I didn't play in this event then.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really interesting because like before the event, I've been so focused on coaching and standard for this group of patrons for my other podcast that I just haven't played a lot of Modern recently, and like I wanted to play this deck because I loved the deck that I played. It's called for the Magic nerds. It's called is it Prowess? In Modern, I was the Modern seat.
Is it?
It is.
Is it?
It is. And it was funny because before the event, Matt Kling asked me like, "Oh, how many reps do you have with the deck?" I was like, "Well, like I literally have a ton of reps with Prowess in Modern, He says, that sounds like zero. Like you have zero. Yeah. I was like, well, so yeah, I have reps with Gruel and the old Is It Prowess, but I don't have reps with like this. Like Corey Stillcutter just came out 2 weeks ago, man. Like I have not put. And Nick yells at me during the event that I don't have reps, and then I'm the only one to win.
You picked a dep, you don't have reps,
and then I'm the only one to win round one. And Macklin is like, dude, you played that really well, and he goes, okay, I'm wrong.
That's funny.
What was funny is I turned to Nick and I said, fun fact, all those cards that I drew in that match were in the old deck. Every single one. So I had already known how to play all of them. I didn't draw any blue cards in the whole match, and I didn't draw a cutter, so I have played with all of these cards together. So it was funny.
That's great.
But the coaching has been the kind of thing that I've been really nerding out about. I spent a couple hours the other day putting together kind of a whiteboard for them to rank decks that they had going into this weekend before the event. So that we could talk about pre-results, post-results. It didn't quite work out, but it'll be really fun to talk about. And team coaching is something I really enjoy. Anytime I get a chance to coach an entire team in Magic, I'll do it. And I'm kind of doing this one. I won't say for free because they already all pay me, technically, but it's been a really fun experience.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm a little puzzled. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm locked in on a archetype, but like, what the 75 I'm playing this next weekend is still kind of in flux. I've been trying different like spices and variations of that. So
yeah, I'm sad that I don't get to go to Minneapolis, but like, I have a lot of rooting interests. So it will still be a really fun weekend for me to watch. It's funny because like I elected not to go long before I knew that I was moving, and it just definitely wasn't going to happen afterwards. But I'm kind of curious, like, what are your thoughts like going into this standard format for just like a little MTG minute? Can you give us one?
Yeah, so there was a lot of success with Is It Prowess this weekend. It's kind of in standard, right? This card Corey Stillcutter has kind of taken over a lot of the formats. Where like I thought I was in a good place against that deck, and like I just got beaten the crap out of this morning when I played that deck. So like, and Domain is a deck that really hasn't seen a lot of play since the Pro Tour, and then a copy top aided. So I don't know how that's going to affect what people decide to do this next weekend. Oh, 2 copies top aided? Yeah. Then yeah.
What?
It just makes my stuff like harder. Like, you know.
Yeah, I think Magic standard is in a really cool place right now. I said this on the other podcast, you can check it out, Constructive Criticism. But like when this set came out, I was like, I feel like people are very weird about this new set because people are like, it's gonna have 0 impact, it's gonna be low power level, like, and it just completely took up. And that's not what I said in the podcast. I was like, I think this set is gas. Like, and there's so many good cards, and I'm impressed with. Corey Stillcutter is obviously like crazy, multi-format all-star at this point, but I also think that like for the team event when we were picking decks, Nick was between mono red and this blue black deck he played. I was like, this blue black deck looks really cool, Nick, but it looks like it would have a real problem with Corey Stillcutter. We lost to Corey Stillcutter twice to the same player in that event. I was like, I did tell you. But
it seems important to just have your counter spells for that, and like you just kind of have to be patient with it. I think overall the matchup is probably not too horrendous because of all of the like 1-for-1 removal that you do end up playing.
Blue black control.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I think it's. You can't be that deck. I mean, you have to have
Yeah,
like, smokers.
it's trickier if you're not playing lockdown.
Yeah.
Like lockdown is really important
Yeah.
against.
Yeah, I agree.
That so.
So that's your MTG standard take. Talk to me about Daredevil season 3.
Dude, that show was so good, and it didn't. I don't know why, like the Marvel Netflix stuff did not get the flowers. Like
from who?
I don't know. I feel like the consensus on the Marvel Netflix stuff as to like why it didn't like continue, or like people didn't like. I loved Luke Cage. I loved Jessica Jones and Daredevil, obviously. It's kind of got like all those shows have kind of gotten a resurgence on Disney Plus since the release of Daredevil Born Again. So yeah, Shelby binge watch the Defenders, anything from Marvel Netflix that had like Daredevil as a like main character before we finish. And that's the next one of the next things is to do Born Again. But
I just want to be clear so that we don't get a nasty comment that Daredevil has a 92% critic score and an 89% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes from Netflix.
Right, Daredevil was the only one that like.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood you.
I was kind of saying as a whole, just like the Marvel Netflix shows didn't get the flowers that they deserved.
I got you. I misunderstood. That's my bad. Yeah, so. I think that there's so much stuff in my like show backlog.
Right.
But this is one that I am quite interested in. That I actually have started. That I think that I can watch without Devonair. Mm-hmm. And things that I can watch without Devonair are. It's just like it. When you have two people who have to sit down, you can't watch it without each other. It makes it harder to watch it. And because I've already started Daredevil, I think that this one will be easier for me.
Cool.
What is Rotten?
Yeah, that's really been the only other thing that's been going on in my world outside of like is something rotten. This show that I'm doing, we're moving right along. I can't believe that we only have like a month and a couple weeks before we open. Like I'm feeling woefully unprepared compared to last time. And it has been really interesting trying to balance like the things that I care about, right? Like I'm going to play this event in Minneapolis. I want to try and do well.
Yeah.
But like it has affected my like study time for the show.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna have to just like make that up on the back end. But yeah.
You know what I think would help the most? Not slouching. Sit up, buddy.
Ew.
What is something wrong? I actually have never heard of it.
Yeah, so this show plays with it's a rock musical that plays with the idea that Shakespeare did not write his own things.
Oh,
a lot of his stuff.
I think I've heard of this.
Yeah. So I am one of two brothers who is, in this Shakespearean world set in Renaissance England. And, stress is piling up, like rents due, all that, nonsense. And my brother in this show pays a soothsayer to see what the future of the theater would be and what Shakespeare's greatest hit would be. So we end up making Omelet the musical.
Okay, I think that is this what this is what the Beatles Tuesday or whatever it was based off of, right? the movie where the Beatles didn't, like, the guy says, like, the Beatles didn't exist? And, like, that's not what it's based off of?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm wrong. Good talk. I'm so excited to see it. It'll be my first time seeing it because you're going to be in it.
That's true. Yep.
What's your next thing to nerd on about? Sorry, we have to edit that out. What's your next thing that you're going to have a need to nerd about?
So there's a couple things. So I already kind of mentioned it, but I need to finish Daredevil Born Again. We got I think we watched the first half of that season, and then we're like, hold on, wait. So we started over the next 6 weeks, or 5 weeks rather, watching all that other Daredevil content before moving forward, so that we kind of got some more backstory about who this person is, which is great. I need to finish the Spider-Man game. That's my next thing when I'm not playing a ton of Magic.
It's your decompression thing, right?
Yeah,
I like that. Have you gotten farther?
Swinging around.
Is it still as immersive and fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the game is very good, especially remastered for the PS5. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss, he says. Okay.
That's great.
What's your next one?
Another thing that I haven't. We're kind of in the middle of the in between time for we're not in fantasy football season, so a lot of during that I listen to a lot of podcasts at work. When I'm trying to get ready for Magic events, I'll watch a lot of content creators and try and form opinions while watching and listening to what other folks have to say and their thoughts. And after this weekend, I won't really have that. Although I've found it's harder to listen to books at work, even though I have a job where I could do that.
Yeah.
My focus, I lose what they're saying in the book.
You have to go back a lot. I listen to audiobooks working at Oasis Games, another game store similar to that. I listen to actually all of the Legacy of the Force series for Star Wars. Very, very good book series that is was kind of the story of it's after the Thrawn trilogy. Anyway, but I listened to all of that at Oasis while sorting cards and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to go back a lot when you're sorting cards because you're okay, I just had to focus. Some amount of sorting cards is automatic, so it's okay. But any time that it's not, you lose everything you're listening to, and so then you have to go back in the book.
Right. So I normally default to just high BPM, dubstep and EDM music.
Yeah, music is a lot easier when you're sorting cards or when you're grading cards or when you're.
Yeah, get into those rhythms.
So nerdy. I know this is the Need to Nerd podcast, but talking about sorting and grading trading card game cards.
We have to have Nick. We have to talk about that aspect of it.
It is.
I wonder if I can convince him to do one from the house in Minneapolis Sunday.
I mean, it would have to be before or after the show, before or after the tournament, but
yeah,
we can talk about it. Okay, so
I might be able to calm that.
So,
anyways,
is there a book that you want to do?
Yeah, it's one that we love and a series that we love. Yeah, well, I was getting to correcting myself. It's a series that we love and we talk a lot about. The book is Murtaugh. And, I think I'm gonna try and tackle it on the plane heading to Minneapolis and flying home because, or not like necessarily like finish it, but like really get into it because yeah,
Are you
that's
gonna if you're on the plane, are you gonna read it while you listen, or are you gonna?
I'm thinking about that. I am fortunate this time. Like normally I am paying like the cheapest I can for
I know what's
flights. But this time I'm flying with Nick, so it's on Delta, not Frontier. So, like I believe I think I have a checked bag, so like I have more room in my backpack for something like putting a book that I could read while listening.
Do you need a copy? If you want to read it on the plane, I'll give you the copy.
Bro, I have a copy.
Oh, okay.
It's on the wall.
Okay.
Don't get it
like
twisted. I bought the physical copy the second it released.
I like that we both have the physical copy the second it released, and we haven't read it.
Just haven't touched it. Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. Oh man. I feel so bad.
No, I mean, I will not. I am partway through it.
Mm-hmm.
I needed. We had Monday nights as our reading nights, and Devonair, and then Maxwell now has soccer practice on Mondays.
Oh, okay.
And my Monday, and then I had podcasts on Mondays, and then it was Tuesday nights that were reading nights, and then the podcast got moved to Tuesdays, and like I just haven't picked up the book since.
Yeah,
so, that's fun.
Yeah, and then there's a couple movies that I'm excited about. I am excited about Thunderbolts. That does come out this next weekend. Maybe
that movie looks so good.
Yeah, it looks really good. And then another movie that just looks really awesome. Sorry.
Like that movie looks good. Why are you excited about it?
I love a lot of those characters, like Yelena, Red Guardian, Bucky. Like it's, and to an extent, what's her bucket? Valentina. So yeah, it has a lot of the characters that I enjoy. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it. We're kind of in the like Secret Wars like waiting room where Marvel content right now just kind of feels like oh, okay. Everything's gonna change when when that comes out. But
did you see the trailer? Yeah. You have, but
yes. Yeah,
it's one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
It's very well designed, for sure.
I think that Bucky and is it Yelena? What is the name of Black Widow's sister?
Yeah, Yelena.
Yeah, their chemistry is. I'm so excited.
Yeah. They're both very good actors too. Like, yeah, like Florence Pugh and yeah, they're both fantastic.
I mean, obviously, we know that Josh Allen has ruined my life and stole my second wife and my division and all that. But like, Florence Pugh was the best part of that show. Like, Hawkeye, come on, man.
Oh, Hawkeye. Yes. See, I thought you were talking about my next thing because Haley Steinfeld is also in that. Which it's
also, I know it's creepy to call somebody your future wife, but I'm married and like clearly not actually like it's the Anna Kendrick thing, right? Like that was my hall pass. You stole my hall pass? Come on, man.
Yeah. You stole your football and your hall pass.
You stole my football division and my hall pass? What a jerk.
Wow, man. Oh, I should
make me a shirt or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about getting you some Josh Allen Bills stuff.
No, dude, I would be so mad. Okay, go ahead. What are we talking about?
Yeah, so this movie called Sinners. I don't know too much about it. Like, they're seeming very vague with like what's
Hold on.
happening,
Hold on.
but it's got Michael B. Jordan starring in this movie. Haley Steinfeld.
This was literally the pre-show for last episode of CCMTG.
Oh, cool.
Mason saw it and said it was one of the best movies he's ever seen. And then I had him try to sell me on it because I don't like horror films. And he's like, well,
Right.
it's not that kind of horror. And now I don't know what to do. But
Yeah,
you're just silent.
I am trying. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could like do a better way of describing it, but like
Well, go
that's
see it.
probably about
Report
Yeah.
back. But he says it's one of the best movies he's ever watched.
I mean, it's another thing done by Ryan Coogler. So like, I was also like pulling up to see if it was a Jordan Peele movie, because like they're
That he did say that that's what it reminded him of. So
okay, cool.
I've also never seen that movie though. So
Well, any of Jordan Peele's like horror movies?
nope.
They're very good. But I understand.
What
What are your need to nerd next to nerds?
So I have one that we'll get into in the next segment, which is, the Nintendo Switch 2. It's real. It's happening. I'm moving, so probably not going to get a. I mean, I didn't pre-order it. I'll just that I didn't. I don't even know that I got the email from Nintendo when you were supposed to. And I had multiple accounts on there. But yeah, it launched. I didn't even try. I knew that it wasn't a thing, and like, that's okay. I will get it. I will play Donkey Kong, and I will love Donkey Kong so much. But it is up there. Like, the Switch was the first item I bought with my bonus from my first tech job, my first PM job. I was like, I'm gonna get myself a gift. Like, I've earned this, and it kind of changed my life in a lot of ways. Like, it got me into video games again in a whole new way. I don't have like, the most insane Switch library, but I have a pretty insane Switch library for like, I think a dad. And I couldn't be happier with what they did with the Switch 2. And like, there's problems that I have. Like, I don't think Mario Kart should be $80. I wish that the Switch was $400 instead of $450. But like, I also think that like the things that I wanted from the successor to the Switch, a bigger screen, 1080p, a 1080p handheld, 4K docked, like everything that I could have asked for, they did deliver on. So like, very excited to get it. I will be getting it. I know that can be controversial for some people, but like, there's only one Nintendo, and one thing that Nintendo does that we cannot say about PlayStation or Xbox, because that's is that all of the games that Nintendo releases for their mainline games, like their Mario, every Mario game is good, every Zelda game is good. And like, it does not matter. It is great.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I will own that as a father to children who they also target with their game. Like, that's just happening. So I'm very excited for it. I don't know when I'll get it. It was going to be my birthday present to myself, but we actually have to move out of this house on my birthday. So, like, by my birthday. So we'll see.
Okay.
And then I've dropped not even hints. It's actually not even subtle. So I took my wife to Wicked, for those who don't know. No. I engineered that, obviously. And I hope the video listeners see this. And I very much want to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters again. I saw it in theaters the first time it came out, and it's currently in theaters for its 20th anniversary.
That's so crazy. Oh my gosh, I feel old. That's so crazy.
I've asked her when she's taking me, who's babysitting, multiple times. Tonight at family dinner, I was like, "Hey, my wife is looking for a babysitter anytime this week. If anyone would like to watch my kids." And then all my friends was like, "Why is Devin looking for a babysitter?" And I was like, "I don't know. She just is." Like, the hints are not subtle. Like, so yeah, we'll see if that happens. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah.
I think it's clear communication. And
I'll ask someone I know too.
Worst comes to worst, we'll just go without her. Maybe I'll take Shelby.
That would be fucking wild. Especially, sorry, that would be wild.
Say that.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
If I'm out of, like, I was just thinking, like, if I'm out of town and you take my wife to go see Star Wars.
I took your wife to a movie last time you were out of town.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works.
Let's talk about
I'll ask her. She very well might be interested in watching your children, for what it's worth.
Okay.
So
let's talk about some nerd news. I'll start with the first one. It does have to do with the Nintendo Switch, and I just want to talk about this for just a second. People already said the Switch 2 was too expensive. That did not stop scalpers from clearing out the entire inventory. Within an hour of pre-sales, and then putting them online for $600. I want to be clear about something. If you buy a Switch 2 for $600 to $650 or more,
clown behavior.
You're an idiot. You're stupid. Just wait. They bought them all. They bought millions and millions of them. Let them rot. Because you know what? We've seen what happens when they let them rot. They will sell them at a loss. And they will put them on sale for under MSRP as soon as they have to.
Because just get their money back.
The way that they work is that they have to turn over that money in order to grift again. So if you buy one, you're dumb. We already all agreed it was too much money at $450. So if you pay more than that, you're an idiot.
What's the shit? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So
there's no fooling.
Yeah.
I mean, I say this
Don't
as
be
a
a
person
fool.
whose Xbox is behind them in this video that we all know the story about. But
yeah,
that's not her fault. My wife didn't know. Yeah. She was on Walmart.com, man. She didn't know.
Yeah, especially don't fall for that this time around.
Yeah,
right?
Just don't.
If it seems like Walmart has them available and it's just a scalper.
I promise they don't.
Yeah.
Especially they don't have them at $600. Don't buy that. I don't care if it's Christmas and they haven't restocked yet. You know what's going to happen though? Is that they're going to slowly come back in stock. They're going to make them again.
Mm-hmm.
And these people have to sell them. Once they come back in stock, these people have to sell them. There's nothing that they can do. Do not do it. I can't believe they did it. I legitimately, I was like, Nintendo raised the price to stop the scalpers. They had extra units to stop the scalpers. They still had AA bots buy all of them. Guess what?
Yeah.
Get bent. Like do not buy them. Just don't do it. I know that you're like, well, I have the liquid funds. Guess what? You shouldn't do it. Just like I have to donate $2 because I'm about to mention she who must not be named. You just sometimes it's about sitting up and standing for something, and I think Pokemon scalpers are some of the worst humans in the world because it is a literal children's card game. Magic is a children's card game, but it's like a teenager, people with disposable income card game. Pokemon is for literal children.
Yeah, there's a difference between 6 plus and 13 plus.
Yeah, I think Pokemon scalpers are actual scum. I think that if you are a person who thought you were going to make $200 off of a Switch by buying it and then reselling it, you're an idiot. And if you buy it, yeah, I don't even know why. You can't wait 2 months. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Pokemon scalpers, it kind of sucks that we have to buy a lot of stuff fairly close to market right now, and then sell it just to keep sealed product available for people. Because we get a lot of accusations about that, that we're the ones scalping, and it's
what?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
That sucks, man. Yeah, scalpers suck. Don't support them. Just let them rot. What's next in the nerd news?
Yeah, so I had a couple things. We didn't talk about Star Wars Celebration too much, right?
No. Do you want to?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of content surrounding I was gonna go with the second one. But I wanted to make sure because I can't remember how much we talked about Star Wars Celebration last week during the Andor episode, and I wanted to make sure that
no, we didn't mention it.
Okay, so there's a new animated series coming out that is titled Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord that has me all kinds of excited. I saw a TikTok this weekend with Sam Witwer, where he was like, I said too much, but
dude, that interview is so good.
Where it's why, there's a lot of questions, why did Darth Maul not just give up Palpatine, at the earliest opportunity after being betrayed, right? He had all these different opportunities during Rebels and stuff to, just give up the Sith and just ruin Palpatine's plan. So there is it will be nice to maybe bridge. I know that the Han Solo movie was not very well received.
Which is stupid because that movie's great.
Just stupid. It was really good.
It was a really good heist movie. I know I've said this in the podcast, but I'm just
yeah. It's
a really good heist movie. If you don't like heist movies, you were never gonna like it. Come on.
And I imagine this series will also kind of bridge the gap to that, with them calling it the Shadow Lord being how he became the leader of the Crimson Dawn.
Dude, you gotta play this game. Okay.
The Star Wars Outlaws. Okay, cool.
It's so good. Yeah, I didn't want to dive too much into the Star Wars news because I think a new video game was announced too that I was excited about. I'm trying to look it up, but let's see. Just give me a second.
Yeah, so like we got a few trailers. I think they also announced the replacement actor. That I didn't um bring up, but I think it's that he'll do a fine job. Um, where well, you're pulling that up.
I actually don't see what I was looking for. It does announce Star Wars. There were a couple things. This does not have all of the announcements that I wanted. Oh, this is just the Japan announcements.
mm,
Okay, so they announced the I don't remember the name of the show, but it follow it's like the bounty hunters version of Tales. What's really annoying is it's actually kind of hard to find this all, because like even like articles are like focusing on different stuff. So for example, like Starfighter, the Ryan Gosling gets brought on the stage and like they talk about that movie
mhm,
and stuff like that. Hayden Christensen announcing his return in Ahsoka season 2, so like they're confirming
mhm,
that and like stuff like that. But like that's all on like Rotten Tomatoes. But like the video game was announced. There was all of the movies that they're working on were confirmed or announced. The Ray trilogy, we just talked about Maul. Volume 3 of Visions called the Ninth Jedi was confirmed. The trailer dropped for, I can't even find this in this article, of
the Mandalorian
the
movie.
Cad Bane and um, A Saws of Ventress TV show.
Oh, okay.
Very very good trailer. But yeah, it does not look like there is a very good consolidated way to look up this information. So maybe it could be better, Disney. Come on.
We do have we do love could be betters on this show.
Yeah. What's your final piece of nerd news?
But before I move on though, I see we did also get the announcement that Roy McCann is replacing the actor who passed away, Ray Stevenson, on Ahsoka. Like I was looking at those pictures, and he looks really good, and I'm glad that they found a really really talented actor for that. Because the Bale and Skull stuff was looking to get kind of interesting in that whole path. So my other piece of nerd news, and it's not like necessarily like mine. I am interested to see where this goes. Where I thought it was cool that they released a new Hunger Games book where it's like a prequel to um, the Hunger Games that focuses on Haymitch's character. And upon release of the book, they announced a film that would be coming out the following year, which I don't that like concept of release I haven't really seen much like really ever before.
Isn't that exactly what they did for the last one? Maybe I'm
The
wrong.
last one.
Yeah, Song of Snake and Birds, or Song of Snake. Yeah, Song of Snake and Birds.
Oh, maybe I don't remember. I was not paying attention back then.
I didn't see the movie, but I think they did that.
Okay. Anyways, maybe it's a Hunger Games thing, and just like no one else has really done it. But this is my wife
Collins
like read the book.
It in. Like,
Huh?
I said Suzanne Collins is cashing it in. She's like, if I write a book, you'll make a movie. They're like, yes, all right, let's go.
But we do have our actors for that. Joseph Zada and Whitney Peak are playing the two main characters. I haven't really seen them, for anything else.
I can watch this movie because we know a lot about that Hunger Games.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if I can watch that. Like, if you're not, like... I was really into Hunger Games for a little while, and I don't know if I can watch this Hunger Games.
That's interesting.
It is... Yeah, I don't know if I can watch it.
Is it for some of your, like, horror movie reasons?
No, it's just too sad.
Yeah.
Listen, man, like, if I know something is gonna make me... Listen, I'm already a crier, right? Like, I'm already a crier. If what happened, I mean, what do you mean? What am I even saying? Obviously, what happens in that Hunger Games happens in that Hunger Games. I'm not watching that. I don't know that I've watched the Hunger Games again since I watched the Hunger Games. And I love Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's amazing.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with those books. I think they're like some of the best written books of all time. I actually lost a bet to my brother. I remember this bet vividly. That he was like, this is one of the best written books of all time. It will be taught in high school in X number of years. And then 5 years later, I walked up to him and handed him $100. He's like, what is this for? I was like, my little sister-in-law got her reading list. And you were right. The Hunger Games is on it.
Oh man! You know, on that list with To Kill a Mockingbird, right? Just like,
oh man, are they gonna get rid of Hunger Games too? What idiots!
Mm-hmm.
No, I love this. I think that it is such an important world. And I got way too, like, I know where the districts lie on the U.S. map. Like, I know, like, way too much about this world, Paddy B. A lot of people don't even know that that's the USA. A lot of people have no idea.
USA.
Thank you so much for that. I'm so excited for Maul. I'll probably watch the movie. I need to watch the other one, but leave a comment. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about next. I don't know that we have next week planned, so we gotta sit down. Paddy B, just send me your list of ideas. As you're listening to Murtaugh, that you can think of. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Blue Sky and X, formerly known as Twitter, both Paddy B MTG.
Yeah. Find me on Blue Sky at Spencer13H. You can probably find me most places at Spencer13H, other than Twitter, which is where I am Heezy Game. You can find me on the Constructive Criticism podcast. We are looking for a new time to record Constructive Clash. My cohort, Matt Kling, joined a Halo team, and their tournaments, either the practice or the tournaments at the same time as they're recording. So we had to change. We have to find a new one.
I love that he is just like dove into Halo Infinite. That like he's back on just.
Do you know that he was a professional Halo player?
I did not know he was a professional Halo player.
So fun fact. I used to make money off this nerd. And I'm going to tell this story really quick. While I'm doing that, don't forget to like and subscribe. But Paddy didn't know me in my early 20s. But my house was inappropriate. We had an apartment on the top floor, so nobody was above us. And the people below us did not care. So we would host ragers like a frat house all the time.
I love that.
And eventually, with like Magic players and, you just get like Little Caesars or Del Taco and just go off. Well, one of the things that would happen is, we'd play video games, we'd play a Super Nintendo or whatever, and eventually me and my roommate bought an Xbox 360, and we had Halo. And I knew that Matt was a competitive Halo player, and people would come over and talk about how good they were at Halo. I was like, oh, dude, I'm really drunk right now, but like, you could play Matt, and like, if you can kill him once, I'll give you $5.
What?
But
You
if-
can kill him once.
But
I'll
if he
give you
kills you
$5.
5 times first, you owe me 20. And this worked a lot.
Oh man, you were.
I was
You
sharking
grifted these
people
people.
with Matt. I wasn't even the one doing it.
Oh man, did he at least get a cut?
No.
He
got free alcohol and food.
That's fair. All right, sure. That is
He
a
could've bet
cut.
him. It was my money I was putting on the line.
That's fair.
I also bought him the food and the alcohol.
Yeah, that's a cut.
Yeah.
That counts.
And he got to play Halo, which he loved, and just crush people, just annihilate. We had one that was like double or nothing, 20 kills. I was like, deal. He did not get one.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
So that's gonna do it this week. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see y'all next week with another episode of the Need to Nerd podcast.